We're down on our Genocat camera at 625 today because we're fitting this OLAS Guardian wireless kill cord. At the moment the boat's got a traditional plastic kill cord on it that you tie around your leg or your wrist, and it means once you've got it on, you can't really move away from the helm. Whereas this, because you have the transmitter that you mount hide away, you have this band that you wear, it means you can freely move around the boat doing fenders, lines, etc. And you know you're not going to kill the engine unless you fall overboard. And that appeals to us because myself and my dad do use the boat on our own occasionally, so it means that you can freely move about on your own, but you're not going to cut the engine unless you go into the water and really need to. It's quite a simple system. You have this transmitter here that you mount and hide away, and then you wear the band. You can have up to 15 bands if you're on a bigger boat, and you can set them to do different things. So the skippers may cut the engine completely, but people on board it may just sound an alarm or send a notification to the app that someone's gone overboard. But we'll go into the specifics of how the system works in a minute. Today we're just going to get it fitted, go through that process, and then in a separate video I'll be reviewing it and see how well it works. So joining me to explain the system is Tom Howard from Ultimate Sports Engineering, and he's just going to run through exactly what's inside the box, what the componentry is, and then a brief run through of exactly how the system works. So Tom, lead the way, show us through the product.
Indeed. Morning, Jack. I will start by giving a quick explanation about the OLAS Guardian. So it's a wireless kill switch system which gets installed onto your boat. It connects into your existing kill switch, and then it allows you to essentially have a wireless tether to your kill switch at the whole time. So you can walk around your vessel, you can pick up your fenders, you can do all those things where you might take off your kill switch previously. We're not advocating that at all, but it's a point where you might take off your kill switch and then forget to go and put it back on again. So this means you're always covered. You get on the boat, it reminds you when you get on the boat to attach it if it's not already switched on, connects up instantly, and then you're covered for the whole time you're out there. So just a quick rundown on what's in the box. So within the Guardian box you get your OLAS Guardian hub. So this is the wireless receiver, and this has a switching mechanism which connects up to your existing kill switch. Then you have the OLAS tag, and then the OLAS installation switch there. So your Guardian hub, this is IPX8 rated, so you've got waterproof connections, you've got a buzzer down here, and then here you have your it's essentially your ID number. So this will pop up on the mobile app so that you can locate onto the correct box. So if there's two boats running at the same time, you can select onto the right system. You've got your connectors here, so you've got your connector for the signal and power switch, and then your connector for the control switch.
What are the power requirements for the unit?
So the power requirements are 12 or 24 volt. So it goes into most boat engine systems, most battery systems. I will expand on that. So here is your power and signal wire cord. So essentially, once you've got behind the center console, that's where all the electronics are, you found your kill cord, you want to attach up your signal wires, which are these three. You've got either closed to stop or open to stop. So that accounts for whichever your system's running. So most outboard systems are on the closed to stop system, but you get some inboard systems which operate on the open stop systems. Once you've found that, simply connect them in parallel to your existing system, like we will do on this installation, and then you want to connect up your power cords as well. So simply connect it up ideally to an existing fuse box, for example, which makes it easy. If you don't have that, you just need to connect it up to a power source post the battery isolator. Okay. So when you isolate the battery, then you're disconnecting power the whole time. It's very low power consumption. Okay. Anyway, very, very minimal power consumption. That then connects into here. Yeah. So you've got your waterproof connector. And then you have your control switch. So stainless steel control switch. You've got the basic operation listed around the edge there, which you can run through later.
Yeah.
And then you also have a LED ring there.
Yeah.
So that gives you some basic feedback whilst you're trying to operate it.
And this would be mounted on the dashboard?
Yeah, so this is essentially, this is the only thing you'll be seeing if you choose to.
Yeah.
There is an alarm in here and a light in here.
Yeah.
But that's on most installs we've done, people choose to hide that behind the scenes.
Sure.
And this is all that you're seeing.
Okay.
So it's nice, compact, nice and circular. It fits in with most instruments that you'll find on your dash.
Yeah.
So it's a 21mm hole. You need to drill, and then slide that through the hole.
Yeah.
Pop your attachment bracket on. You can either attach it that way for thinner panels, or for longer panels attach it like that.
Yeah.
So you've got that added depth.
Sure.
Once that's in, you want to simply connect it onto the back there.
Yeah.
And then mount that. You can mount it, or there is a space here where you can put an adhesive sticker in there, so you can just stick it on as well.
Yeah.
So then you have the tag.
Yeah. And
So
this is the bit you wear.
This is the bit that you wear. The tag is designed to, I mean, you can wear it in your pocket. You can very easily just pop it onto your wrist.
Yeah.
We would advise just pop it onto your wrist, and then you always know where it is.
Yeah.
As soon as you jump on the boat and you turn on the power, the Guardian will switch on.
Right.
If you don't have your tag switched on, then it beeps at you, reminds you to switch it on, something that your standard killcord wouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
So you could jump on and drive away, but with this system it reminds you to do it. Switch on your killcord, it connects up automatically. Sorry, switch on your tag, it connects up automatically. And then you can drive away knowing that you are connected the whole time that you're traveling around on the boat.
Yeah.
You also have the app element.
Yeah.
So it's a free app which you can download. This connects up to your Guardian system. So it's essentially, you don't have to use the app, but it works as another extra element of control over the system. Because you can connect up to, Guardian's not running so I can't connect to it now, but you get a list of your connected tags on this screen here.
Yeah.
Because you can connect up to 15 devices.
Right. 15 tags.
15.
From one...
Yeah, you can connect up to 15 tags.
Right.
So the advantage of that is you can monitor your pets, your children.
Yeah.
So if you're on larger vessels where you actually might lose contact with them.
Yeah.
Because this can be installed onto vessels up to 50 foot.
Yeah.
It gives you that added security knowing that everyone's still on board.
Yeah.
You can also set them within the app so that the tag can either kill the engine and set the alarm off, or just set the alarm off.
Right.
So for example, if I was driving and someone went overboard in a slightly perilous situation, you wouldn't want the engine to cut out. You'd want to be able to go and rescue them straight away. So you could have them just set up as an alarm. So you can set it so
that the skipper's one cuts the engines, for example, but crew, it just sounds the alarm.
Exactly that.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's all done within the app.
Okay.
Very simple control mechanism along here.
Yeah.
You can also pause the whole system. So if you get to a point where everyone wants to jump in the water, you can pause the whole system. That's done on the app or through the control switch.
Right.
And it's all indicated through simple presses of the control switch.
Okay.
Or really easy to follow usage on the app here.
So just say the setting you've got it on is that you want the engine to be cut out if I guess it's distance from the transmitter, but also if there's contact with water, that's going to mean that the system does cut the engine. Is the engine then cut out for good?
No, so it's been designed so that it's the contact within water, it's the water breaking the signal.
Right.
So once this goes up to 4 inches below the water, that cuts the signal, and then within, well, the default is 2 seconds, we realise it's about 1.5 seconds the engine's cut out.
Right, okay.
That will cut out it's triggered for 5 seconds. So after that 5 seconds, anyone remaining on the boat can then restart the engine.
Okay.
The system stays in pause because the one tag might be overboard.
Yeah.
But you can go perform the rescue, bring the person back on board, and then once they're back at the helm, you take it out of pause, the system automatically starts running again. So that's just you get out of jail free card if someone's gone over with the only tag.
Yeah, okay.
Also included in the box, you've got your basic connector cables, just so it's making life a bit easier to connect into the existing systems.
Great. And this package here, as we see it, how much does that cost in the UK?
In the UK, it is 229.
Okay.
That includes your tag and your box, so it's basically almost a starter kit.
Yeah.
It's the full installation kit.
Yeah.
So you're ready to go.
And then you add tags.
You can add tags on. Yeah, you can add tags on. So the tags are battery operated.
Right.
Use a replaceable battery. You've got your small screw attachment screws in there.
Yeah.
However, the battery does run for 4 months.
Okay.
So as soon as you don't need to leave it switched on the whole time.
Yeah.
But if you left it running the whole time, it'd be 4 months.
Okay.
We advise people, if you're getting on and off your boat, don't even bother turning it off.
Right.
Let it keep running.
Yeah.
The app and the box will tell you if your tag's running low on battery.
Okay.
So.
And can you buy individual tags, or do you buy them in packs if you want more of them?
You can buy them individually.
Okay.
And they're 59.
Okay.
Or you can buy them as a packs of 4 as well.
Okay.
So if you're setting up a whole boat with crew and so on. The nice thing about the tags is if you're moving on to sailing vessels sometimes as well, you can operate the same tag and you connect it just up to the phone.
Right.
And it can act as a man overboard alarm system.
Okay.
Or you can connect it up to a core, which is another part of the OLAS family.
Right.
Another thing to mention about the OLAS app, if you're running the OLAS app, it's got the advantage of having a very audible external alarm system which you can have in your pocket. Yeah. So it's very easy to hear over the engine. It also has a solo mode. So if you're going out on your own and you're staying within cell distance, within phone signal distance, it's a minimum of 2G it needs for this part. When setting up the app, you can add in a sort of emergency contact number.
Right.
So if you fall overboard and you don't get back on the boat within a designated time, which is defaults 1 minute,
okay,
it will send out a text message, an SMS message, with your number, your boat's information, the GPS location, and the time.
Right.
To your emergency contact.
Okay. So that's not a Coast Guard service. That's going to a friend, family.
Indeed.
Okay.
It's a friend or family. That would hopefully that should know you're out on the water.
Yeah.
They will then try and make contact with you.
Yeah.
If they can't make contact with you, then they then have the details to pass on to the Coast Guard.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting, because we do tend to use this boat on our own, so that's
exactly that's
quite a nice comfort factor.
Yeah.
If it does all go wrong, that you've got that to rely on.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's great. Thank you very much for the run through. I guess that's all left to do now is fit it.
Brilliant. Yeah. Let's head down.
They say you can fit the system yourself, but given my DIY skills and what an important piece of kit is, we've got the guys from JS Marine here in Poole to come and fit it on our behalf. So let's go and see how they're getting on. So we're just looking at the installation now, and Tom was just explaining about what we might have to do for this particular installation.
So if you don't have your kill switch mounted, for example, on your dash here, which gives you access straight away behind,
because on this boat it's actually on the throttle box itself. You can see this kill switch.
So if you're running it through your control box, you'll need to get the control box off, get into the back, and then find the 2 kill cord switches which are attached onto the back of here. So the 2 kill cord wires, and connect in parallel to them. Then the easiest way after that is to run an extension cord alongside your existing cabling, which tracks back into the consoles, because that's feeding information back to your fuel, to your RPM, and to your tilt and so on. That allows you to keep the Guardian box behind here, put your control switch somewhere around here.
Yeah.
And that's the easiest way to set it up for one of these systems.
Okay, cool.
So on this boat's control box, we've actually found that it's very hard to access the point here due to the screws basically solid in there. So a way to work around that, all we need to really do is get these signal wires here. We need to extend them back to the Guardian, which will be behind there. So the method that the installer is using here is essentially to pop a hole into the back plate of the box there. So you've got your marine two-core, and then we'll pop a hole through here in the matching spot, and then that's it. That's your job done. Pop some sealant around there, so it's all completely watertight. And then you've got your signal wires running back behind here, so it can be connected in simply into the Guardian. Cool. For this install, just to make it a bit easier it's a sort of plug and play and connect. You've got your bullet connectors within this nest of wires. So we've used these Y connectors, which essentially gives you a parallel connection into your signal. So your black and green signal wires here, which are coming out from the back of your kill switch there. So then this is the cable that we're running as an extension. So you've got your blue and your brown. These attach onto bullet connector, plug into there. Then you've got your signal wire cable essentially, which will run back through the plate, back through the side there, and then just gives you complete access to the Guardian behind the scenes, behind the steering.
Cool, perfect. Okay, you're pretty much there now. So Rob's just finding the mounting point for the Guardian itself now here behind the helm station. You've got the steering wheel hub here. So we found the spot. Just here you can see the unit itself tucked in there, and then it's staying down into the switch, and that will be mounted through the dash, and then here next to the rev counter. And then that is the only evidence really at the dash of the system being in there, that little switch. So we've had to abandon that original mounting point because guys couldn't just get the cables around the unit to fix it there, so we've actually put it up here. So it's going to be very close to the switch actually, but still easily accessible from behind the helm here. So now I'm just creating the hole in the dash to feed the switch through. Okay. There we go, the button's now in place. Just here, and worth pointing out to the guys that you want to have enough space around it and behind it to be able to tighten it up properly so it's nice and flush against the dash. But there you go, that's the only thing you actually see from the helm to suggest you have the system fitted. And we'll go through the functionality of this once it's all up and running. Okay, we're going to give the system a little test. Let's go to the battery. Okay. We get the beep.
So we're getting the power.
We have the flashing light.
Switch on your tag. Got your flashing light in there.
Yeah.
Switch the tag on. That's connected up now. You've got the green flashing light there.
The beep stops.
Beep stops.
Okay.
So we've definitely got the connection up.
Yeah.
Now we want to check that the kill switch system is working.
Yeah.
So that's the next stage.
Okay. Right, before the access panel goes back on, you can see the final installation. There's the Guardian unit up there. And then you can see the two switches running out, one to the power source and one to the switch itself, which is what you can see on the outside of the dash. Now all we need to do is test it.
Okay, so you've got to your boat, we've had the Guardian installed. The Guardian itself has been wired into the kill switch, which you can see here. So you've got the Guardian unit behind. Now we're jumping on, we're going to get going. So you want to start by unisolating the battery, and then straight away then you get power to the Guardian. So if you hear that beeping, you've got some red flashing there. That's just telling you that your OLAS tag is not switched on, so it's not connected up, the system's not running. That's something that you don't get with your traditional kill cord. So you could get on your boat and then, God forbid, but you could forget to put your kill cord on. This is reminding you to set your system up. So switch on your tag, simply press the button for 4 seconds. You'll get a green flash there. You hear the beeping stopped and you get a green flash. So it'll flash green for 10 seconds. That's essentially whilst it's checking if there are any more tags in the area. You can connect up to 15 tags. After the 10 seconds, the green flashing will stop. Sorry, it's 30 seconds on the first setup. But after 30 seconds, the green flashing will stop and it'll go to a solid green. That solid green means that it is tracking, your system's ready to go. So I don't know if you would have heard that beep. That beep means that I've got one tag attached. So now to double check how many tags you've got attached, you simply press the button once, hit that beep, it tells you one's attached. If you have more than one, it will give you multiple beeps. So now your system's running. You can, first thing you'd want to do really, if you're coming onto the boat and you've just installed it, is just a check. So ignition on.
Okay, engine's running, improve that.
So you got your engine running. Without getting wet, the easiest check is to switch the tag off, because that's essentially the same as breaking the connection when you go in the water, either through distance or through submerging it. So to switch it off, press and hold the switch for 5 seconds.
Yeah, cooling water stopped, engine's off.
You get a beeping from the Guardian. So after 5 seconds, so now we're through 5 seconds, the period you can then, anyone remaining on the boat can then start the engine again. So you would start the ignition, you can go and perform the rescue, get the person back on board, but you still haven't got, once the tag is back on board, press the button, that puts it into a pause state, so it's still beeping, but now I've got this back on board, you press it once again, and you go, oh no, sorry, I need to turn, you need to remember to turn your tag back on if you're running it through that test.
Yeah.
So tag's back on, press your button once, then it automatically connects up, you see the flashing, it's doing its 10-second tracking, and after the 10 seconds it will go solid green again, tell me that one tag's connected. Solid green, tracking, we're good to go. And there are a few other features, I'll just run you through them quickly. So you see you've got the basic information there. So if you press and hold it for 2 seconds, you get a beep and it puts it into this pause state. So this pause state means that if you're just running up to the pontoon and you want to leave the engine running but just run up to go and get your kit bag, something like that, and you can run up, come back down, it beeps at you to tell you're in pause state so you don't forget about it.
Yeah.
Press it again, goes back into your tracking state. If you turn up and you don't have your tag, for example, you'll obviously connect up your power, it'll start beeping at you, but you can still go and use your boat. You've got your original kill switch still attached, so utilize that system. To stop it from beeping at you, you simply press and hold it for 4 seconds. Then you get a second beep. That switches the OLAS system off. Then switch it back on, single press, and then you're back to start again. So that's the OLAS Guardian.
Right, we're going to go out and give it a proper test now. Dad has very kindly offered to be MOB, so he's got the, you can see he's got the tag on his wrist there. That's all activated, and you can tell because you've got the solid green light here on the button, so you know that it's connected to that tag. But the point about the system is you can still use the old school cord, and actually OLAS recommend that you do that. So I can wear that. Dad's got the tag on, but of course you no longer have to rely solely on this cord. If you're on the boat on your own, you want to move around and do lines and fenders, and you can do so, but know that you're still connected to a kill cord wirelessly. So the system is running. I have the solid green light. I've got the app open as well, which has the tag information here. Engine's running. See? Water. Okay, when you're ready. Right, engine's been cut. Engine's off. I've got the beeping coming from the switch here, and you can see the flashing green light, and you see the app has gone overboard. We've got the countdown here to when the message is sent to the emergency contact, which is me, which is my phone, so I should get that in 40 seconds. But after 5 seconds, the person left on board the boat can restart it. The system does that automatically, so now I should, as long as I'm back in neutral, be able to start the boat again, which I can. And now I can put on the plastic kill cord, and I can go and retrieve my MOB. So we've got 10 seconds until that automatic message is sent to the emergency contact. That's what solo mode does, so we've got that switched on. And I can go back and collect our MOB. Okay, that's it. Message has been sent. The system is still beeping because the tag's overboard. And I'm going to cut the engine now so Dad can plug in safely. Engine's off, Dad. Now hopefully when the tag comes back on board the boat, you can simply reset the system and it just begins scanning again. How's the water?
Better the second time. Still.
So now if we hit the on button, it'll now begin scanning again. You get the green flashing light, and hopefully it will sense that the tag is back on board. Then you get that solid beep and the solid light, and that means that we're now connected again. Turn the system off completely, you just hold down this button for 4 seconds, and if you want to pause, so say if you want to move further away from the boat than just, you know, to its extremities, you want to get off, go run up the pontoon or something, then you can hold it down for 2 seconds and it pauses the system. You just hold it again for 2 seconds and it's back scanning. So the point is, all of it can be controlled through this switch here, but you have the app as well for extra functionality. Well, that all seems to have worked as it should. The only thing that didn't happen I should say, is I didn't get the notification message from the app, which I should have got as the emergency contact. I should have got a message telling me the time that Dad entered the water and the location, and that didn't come through. So maybe that's something I haven't set up quite right and I'll have to look into. But everything else works as it should. Dad went in, 2 seconds later the engine cut, and then 5 seconds after that I could start the engine again and go back and collect it, and then it seemed easy enough to reconnect the tag after that. So the only question mark is that the solo boating is part of the app, but something to look into. There you go, that's the OLAS Guardian. Obviously we're going to be testing it long term, so that was a good sort of initial trial, and you can see the installation process, which would probably be a bit quicker, slightly depending on how your kill cord set up. That's what we've got here with the built-in cord into the box is probably the most difficult installation. If it's a separate kill cord, then it's quicker apparently. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it performs over the season. Of course, we'll be keeping updates in the magazine and online.